Morocco receives first Treva-30 tactical recovery vehicles from Czech Republic. Morocco had begun receiving Treva-30 heavy recovery and evacuation vehicles developed by the Czech company Excalibur Army and mounted on the Tatra Force 8x8 chassis, and they were observed in Moroccan service, without prior official announcement. The Treva-30 recovery vehicle integrates a 30-ton dual crane, 25-ton main winch, and NATO-compliant underlift system for towing armored vehicles up to 50 tons. The Royal Moroccan Armed Forces began receiving the first Treva-30 heavy recovery and evacuation vehicles developed by the Czech company Excalibur Army and mounted on the Tatra Force 8x8 chassis, equipped with a 25-ton winch and a dual crane rated at 30 tons for towing armored vehicles, tanks, and various weapon systems. The vehicles were observed on Moroccan territory without prior official announcement, consistent with Rabat's established discretion in defense procurement matters. These systems are expected to accompany Moroccan Atmos artillery units installed on Tatra trucks from the same manufacturer, ensuring integrated recovery capability within wheeled artillery formations. Specialized accounts, such as Comarmies, further indicated that the vehicles could be assigned to 8x8 formations, such as WAP infantry fighting vehicle units, which required dedicated heavy recovery support adapted to multi-axle platforms. The acquisition takes place within Morocco's broader modernization effort and reinforcement of logistical capacity, in a context where the national defense budget reached $5.4 billion in 2025. It also reflects sustained cooperation between Moroccan and Czech defense industries, including previous contracts involving T-72 tank modernization to the M1CZ format, KPV heavy machine gun supply, and Tatra truck deliveries for the PULS artillery system. The Treva-30 tactical recovery and evacuation vehicle was first publicly introduced at Eurosatory 2022 in Paris and is built on the Tatra Force 8x8 chassis family. It is intended for recovery of stranded or damaged equipment, removal of disabled armored vehicles, evacuation and rescue work, crane operations, engineering, terrain modification, and obstacle clearance in operational environments. The vehicle is also suitable for civil rescue missions, firefighting operations, and heavy engineering support tasks beyond military use. Propulsion is provided by an engine rated at nearly 400 kilowatts, enabling the handling of heavy loads under desert, off-road, and uneven terrain conditions. The 8x8 drivetrain and independent suspension architecture associated with the Tatra chassis support mobility across soft ground and rugged surfaces. The Treva-30 is conceived as a new-generation Czech recovery vehicle designed to restore disabled equipment to rear areas for repair and re-entry into service. The main lifting capability of the Treva-30 is provided by a two-reel crane with a maximum lifting capacity of 30 tons and a horizontal outreach of 12 meters. The crane incorporates two independent hoists, each generating 80 knots of pulling force, for a combined 160 knots that can be increased to 320 knots when pulleys are used. This configuration allows independent or synchronized operation for extrication, multi-point recovery, or recovery over obstacles requiring controlled repositioning of loads. Stability during crane operations is ensured by 4 hydraulic supports, with the front pair extendable and the rear pair rotatable 45 degrees to each side, and each support controlled independently. The Treva-30 possesses a maximum recovery force configuration reaching up to 750 knots when pulley systems are fully employed. This lifting and stabilization arrangement allows manipulation of armored vehicles under asymmetric load and uneven ground conditions. The primary winch provides a basic pulling force equivalent to 25 tons, with a 100-meter rope for long-distance recovery operations. 2 separate pulley-enhanced figures are referenced, one indicating up to 57 tons when using 2 pulleys and another indicating up to 75 tons when using 2 pulleys, reflecting different configurations. In force-based specifications, the main winch is rated at 250 knots direct pull, increasing to 500 knots with pulleys and up to 750 knots with double pulley setups. An auxiliary winch is used to transport the main rope to the recovery point and to position pulleys during assembly of complex recovery systems. A secondary auxiliary winch is specified at 6 knots with a 220-meter rope to support rigging and positioning tasks. In conventional towing mode, the Treva-30 can tow vehicles weighing up to 50 tons, covering tanks and heavy armored wheeled vehicles immobilized in sand or mud. At the rear, the Treva-30 integrates a hydraulically operated suspended towing device, or underlift, rated at 12 tons. This system allows a perpendicular suspension force of 12 tons and supports the recovery of heavy 8x8 military vehicles through half-lift procedures aligned with NATO STANAG 40-478. The underlift can be lifted by wheels, axle, or towing eyes and provides multiple degrees of freedom during the evacuation of immobile vehicles. It enables rotation around the longitudinal axis, reducing mechanical stress caused by uneven terrain during towing operations. This configuration facilitates the rapid removal of damaged multi-axle vehicles without complex external equipment. Complementing this capability, the vehicle includes a multifunctional dozer blade for terrain preparation, obstacle removal, anchoring of snatch blocks, and optional installation of an additional 80 knots winch with a 30-meter rope. Crew protection is ensured by the Puma L2 long armored cabin, specifically developed and manufactured by Excalibur Army for the Tatra Force chassis series. This four-door, 5-seat cabin provides ballistic protection at STANAG 4569 Level 2 and accommodates a standard operating crew of 2 plus up to 3 additional personnel. The arrangement allows the evacuation of the crew of a disabled vehicle under armored protection during recovery missions. The cabin integrates a digital dashboard with 2 display units and an onboard infotainment system designed for integration of additional control subsystems for superstructure management. An alternative configuration includes a standard analog dashboard supplied for the Level 2 armored Tatra Force chassis. The cabin configuration supports operations in contaminated environments while maintaining space for both operators and evacuated personnel. In Moroccan service, the Treva-30 strengthens operational availability by enabling rapid recovery and return to service of damaged or immobilized vehicles within armored, artillery, and mechanized formations. The vehicles are intended to tow armored vehicles, tanks, and diverse weapon systems, directly supporting heavy fleet sustainability. Their expected integration alongside Atmos artillery units and 8x8 WAP formations links recovery assets to newly introduced wheeled combat systems. The acquisition aligns with Morocco's objective of reinforcing logistical resilience within combined arms operations across varied terrain conditions. The Treva-30 also forms part of Excalibur Army's broader export activity, including deliveries associated with a 200-vehicle Tatra contract for the United Arab Emirates.